Greetings, Tigers. As always, it's your boy Nahab. I'm back. We're back like we never left on the hottest show in Tigerland, on the hottest network in Tigerland. Of course, I'm talking about the one, the only TSU Today on KTSU2, The Voice. Today we have a host of information, and we're going to top it off with a very special interview at the end. But I'm not going to ruin the surprise for you for who the interview person is going to be. You have to stick around to find out. But we're going to start off with events and announcement. In first news today, football's back. Now, I know I'm glad for it. I know all of y'all are glad for it. And looking at last week, our TSU Tigers fought a very hard-fought game against the PV Panthers. Unfortunately, they were defeated by 1 point. But we're looking past that and we're looking towards the future because this coming Saturday, March 20th at 7:30 p.m., the Southern University Jaguars will be making that trip to Texas to face our TSU Tigers, and we need everybody there in support or in spirit to show support, show love, whether it's online, retweeting, sharing, or is there in person. Show love to your TSU Tigers because we need it in this game against Southern University. Away from the world of sports in the COVID era to just dealing with the COVID era. If you are going through mental issues or you're going to some inner peace issues and you just need someone to sit down with, if your friends are just simply not cutting it, if you can't sit down with your family to talk about how COVID is affecting you, just go ahead and give the University Counseling Center page on Instagram a follow at TSU_UCC. Once you enter their page, you will see a flyer informing you to visit them and sit with their COVID support group. On every second and fourth Tuesday of the month, their COVID support group is going to be able to give you the proper advice and the proper communication with adequate people and people who are actually possibly going through the same thing as you to get you through this very strenuous time. Moving away from the strains of COVID era to drama. Of course, I'm talking about royal drama. Newsflash, America is not the only place that has issues. Anybody that has not been living under a rock recently knows of the royal level of drama that England has been going through. In their Spill It All interview with Oprah Winfrey, the former Duke and Duchess of Sussex, that being Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, sat down with Oprah Winfrey and they spilled the beans. Now, if you know about what's going on, there's a lot of mess, but we want to take this time right now to shine a light and give a spotlight to this one bright spot coming out of this. I want all of you to take a second and think. There has been one movie mogul that has shown the former Duke and Duchess some love in their most needed time. Who do you think it is? Now, I promise you 99.9% of you are wrong. The movie mogul that came to the aid of the former Duke and Duchess was none other than the one, the only Tyler Perry. After cutting ties with the royal family, the Duke and Duchess were in need of a place to stay, and Tyler Perry reached out to them and offered up his California home. And not only did he go above and beyond the call to service, he offered up a full-time around-the-clock security to the former Duke and Duchess as well. So from the KTSU2 family, from the TSU Today family, we just want to say a huge thank you to Tyler Perry. That's all from me today for events and announcements. As I stated, if you want to know who that amazing interview is going to be with today, you have to stay locked in.
What is up, Tigers, and welcome back to Entertainment Weekly with your girl, TT. As always, like I say, I am super excited to be back with you guys, so let's get into it. First things first, it is daylight savings. Yes, it is coming up this upcoming Sunday, so make sure that you guys are setting your clocks forward because we are going to be losing an hour of sleep. But like I say, less time in bed means more time getting that bread. This month, of course, is Women's History Month, and we celebrated International Women's Day on Monday, March the 8th. I hope that all of you women out there have celebrated International Women's Day the best way that you know how, because as women, we endure so much, but we always seem to find a way to push through. So that is just the beauty of being a woman and one of the many reasons as to why we should be recognized. And since we're talking about recognizing women making history, we have to highlight Cardi B. Cardi B has been titled the first female rapper to win an RIAA Diamond Song for her hit record, Bodak Yellow. We all know when Bodak Yellow came out, it was a bop. We couldn't go nowhere without hearing these expensive, these is red bottom, these is bloody shoes. So we want to send a big congratulations and a big to Cardi B for that big accomplishment of Bodak Yellow going diamond. And since we're on the topic of women in history, this past Sunday, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, sat for what many are calling a bombshell interview with legendary Oprah Winfrey. The ladies discussed marriage, motherhood, life post-palace, and of course, the royals. As we all know, Meghan Markle is the first African American to hold a royal title. And though this is an historic achievement, it hasn't been an easy process for her nor her husband. So for the first time ever, she sits down and opens up about the royal struggles that her and her husband has dealt with while playing the roles as senior royals. From suicidal thoughts to experiencing racism, not only from herself, but for her baby Archie. Meghan reveals that there were several conversations that was held about baby Archie's skin color before he was even born. If you guys missed the interview, don't worry. It's still available for free on CBS.com. So go and check it out and then come back right here and leave me a comment so that I can know what you guys think. As always, Tigers, it's your girl TT, and that's all I have for this week's Entertainment Weekly updates. But don't worry, because I will be back next week for more. But before I go, this past Sunday, our lovely co-host Charisma celebrated her 22nd birthday. So from all of us here at KTSU2, I wanted to say happy birthday, Charisma. We love you. We appreciate you. We are so proud of you, and we pray for many, many more. That's all I have for you guys. See you later.
What is going on, Tigers? My name is Charisma Darden, and you are tuned into the hottest station in Tigerland. This is TSU Today on KTSU2, The Voice. My co-hosts already laid it down. Nahab and TT did their thing, but now it's my turn, and we're gonna get a little bit more serious as we are approaching midterms. I know, I cannot believe it either, but guess what, you guys? We are halfway there. So I'm gonna give you guys some tidbits and tricks to help you relax and de-stress during this stressful time, because you guys got it. It's locked in, it's in the bag. So first off, make sure that you guys are getting adequate rest. This is so important just because you wanna be able to fuel your brain and get some sleep and be calm, relax. You know, I like to sleep with TV on. But it's also helpful to turn that TV off, put on the Calm app, which is very helpful, so you guys can listen to the ocean, maybe the tropical islands while you sleep, and this will help you a lot, right? And number two, make sure that you guys are eating the right foods. This is so important because you want to make sure that you're preparing your body as if you are preparing for a marathon, right? So make sure that you're not eating junk food, put that Red Bull down. Get you some tea, get you some water, and relax, you guys. Number three, make sure that you're meditating. Take a nice bath, take a nice shower, you know. Go get your nails done, go get your toes done, you guys, because you already have it. It's in the bag. It's just making sure that you're not stressful, because if you're stressed, then all that stuff that you try to retain is gonna go out the window. So make sure that you take these tidbits. They're helpful. I've tried it. I'm doing it now so that I can get that 4.0 that I know we all deserve, right? And last but not least, you guys, just make sure that you go over your notes, right? It's so important to prepare yourself as though you are in the teacher's shoes, because of the fact that they're gonna throw curveballs at you. And I've known, and you know, that we've taken tests before and we're like, what the heck? This wasn't even in the homework. So make sure that you guys are just prepared all the way around, reviewing notes, text, or any chapter reviews that your teacher may have given out, right? So that's all I have for you today on some midterms de-stressing, you guys. We're gonna get right into Women's History Month, right? So I wanna highlight a trailblazer, Josephine Baker. Josephine Baker, you guys, was a World War II spy. Right? How awesome is that? She was a world-renowned dancer, a singer, an actress, an activist, you guys. She adopted 12 children from around the world, and they were referred to as her Rainbow Tribe. She had nothing but love in her heart. She also performed in front of white audiences in France. And when she performed, you guys, she made sure that she tapped into her African culture and her roots. And I know you guys heard of her infamous dance, which included the banana outfit that she wore. Josephine Baker, thank you so much for all that you've done, especially trailblazing the way for TSU Tigers who are into theater. We appreciate you, we acknowledge you, right? So that's all I have for you today. I'm gonna pass it over to TT and Aha because they had an amazing interview with SGA President D'Angelo Colter. That's all I have for you today on TSU Today.
Greetings, Tigers. As always, is your boy Nahab. Today we have a very special interview, as we promised you at the top of the show. Of course, I'm here with my amazing co-host, Miss TT. We have the one, the only Mr. D'Angelo Colter. How you doing today, D'Angelo?
I'm doing good. I cannot complain at all. Hope you're all doing safe and well as yourself.
Definitely. Now, I didn't do you justice first. I just introduced you. I forgot to introduce your position, but I'm not going to step on your toes. Why don't you tell the people your position right quick?
Ian, hope you are doing good. I am D'Angelo Colter. I'm a junior majoring in political science, and I also proudly serve as the 73rd, Student Government Association Executive Vice President. And so I'm very excited for the questions that y'all have for me.
Hey, man, we're moving up. We're getting some high name, high power people in here. Thank you to our Mr. Vice President, D'Angelo Colter, for joining us. So, TT, we have some very important questions for D'Angelo today. Why don't we let you start it off, and then we're going to bounce it off.
We have Mr. VP up in the building, so I'm feeling and you got your little collar pop and all that, so I'm feeling very official right now, okay?
I had to.
Yes. So we all know that you are the SGA Vice President, but you also are involved with other organizations on campus. So I want to know, what other organizations were you involved with? And if you had any titles with those positions, let us know.
Yeah, sure, no problem. So currently I'm a member of Campus Pals, which is a peer mentoring leadership program where it kind of helps, incoming freshmen matriculate to campus, to college life from high school. I'm also an intern currently for the Texas Democratic Party, as well as I serve in many other organizations, such as I was the vice president for the 2019-2020 year for the TSU Political Science Club, and I also was a part of the National Honor Society of Leadership and Success.
That's amazing. Now I know with SGA, this is a little bit of a different year. This COVID year, we were hoping it was just a COVID semester. SGA has been doing a lot, but I know one of the biggest concerned areas that some of the youngins that I know and some of the young individuals who are either freshmen or coming in want to know, how can they get to be a part of freshmen going into be a part of SGA going into next semester and next year? Because again, we're in a COVID semester, there's a lot that we're not doing in person. Any advice from a vice president on that?
Yeah, so actually, definitely right now is actually a good time because, we are actually kind of undergoing and preparing for the spring 21 elections for SGA. And so for that includes if you're interested in running for, a senator position, because we have some senator positions, some senator at large. So internal affairs, a position, external affairs, that is kind of like community service, buildings and grounds, financial affairs, and judicial affairs, and academic affairs, as well as also if you're interested in wanting to be a class king and queen on the royal courts, that is also coming up as well. And so the interest meeting passed last week, but don't worry, it wasn't mandatory. So definitely application is still out there. Check your student emails for the application. And if you're not interested in running for a position just yet, you feel like maybe I'll kind of want to, lay back, still help out, but not be kind of like in the front more, so to say. You have committees as well. So we have an external affairs committee that again deals with community service, internal affairs committees. We also have a few other committees as well, academic affairs and financial affairs. And so definitely, so you either be on a committee for SGA or prepare for this upcoming election if you're interested in running for a position.
Okay, so since we're on the topic of COVID and all of that stuff, this is a COVID year. I want to know, since COVID has put so many restrictions on things, how have you still managed to maintain your position as SGA VP and still adhere to COVID-19 protocols?
So that it has been a challenge for us, not going to lie with this. So one of the biggest things we have had to do is just kind of like learn to adjust. And so being that, of course, this time, we couldn't really be kind of like in the forefront, kind of shaking hands, greeting everyone like as we usually do. So some of the things we've done is just kind of learn to kind of think outside the box and be creative as far as with virtual events and initiatives. So definitely we be kind of more hands-on with like coming with different initiatives, such as we now have a student health insurance policy that we implemented. So, we had a survey and we definitely use our social media platform as far as to get our students, what all would you like to see? And so that's kind of some of the things they want to see as well as just with other things, such as with to truly kind of like updating our social media graphics, or just, truly with, a voter and civic engagement event. So mostly social media was kind of like our biggest platform that we had to kind of use, kind of get out there to the students, since some of them are not in Houston or on campus, so that we can still have that connection with the students.
All right. And leaning more into the questions of being social media, being a platform, and SGA still being on top of it and getting the work done. I know you work a lot hand in hand with our current SGA body president, Ms. Kanaya Burley. Can you speak to or maybe give us a little bit in-depth look or just a description of how that works get done, how you and Ms. Kanaya Burley managed to achieve so much? Like I know you guys have been active on campus very much as you can, but how does SGA run with you as the vice president and Ms. Kanaya as the president, and we still manage to get in contact with all our senators and we're still getting works done just so the incoming members or the members who are hoping to be a part of it, in case it's going to be similar to next year, so they can know what they're getting into.
Sure, absolutely. So first, the SGA president, they are the voice of the student body. And so basically, so a lot of concerns and things that come through, it just comes to her. And so she's kind of like that middle person between the university administration and the student body, and they kind of voice that concerns as far as my position. But yeah, just making sure that again, that all of the new senators and new SGA members are truly doing what they're supposed to do. Helping them out as far with their logistics for how to truly reach out to their constituents. And so definitely that's how it kind of works. But this year, one thing that we want to do is truly just, since our campus isn't as lively as it usually is within the past years, we want to truly just with social media platforms branch out as much as we can so that the students can know who we are exactly. So definitely, like I say previously, with our social media platform, me and Kanaya have truly any updates from the university that we have. We will both truly use our platform to truly just branch that out as much as we can. And one thing that I like about working with Kanaya is that we have very good communication skills. We always communicated like every time something going on, like, hey, Kanaya, I just want you to know that we have this going on. Don't forget, like truly effective communication was one of the best things as well that truly helped prepare us for this. And truly, under her leadership, definitely, I will say, it has prepared me for just a lot of things. Truly, coming up after TSU, because truly our work ethic that we have and truly the passion that we have for the student body definitely what was one of the best influences that truly prepared me to continue to be a student leader even throughout the pandemic, because it was not easy at all. It definitely wasn't. It was times where we were definitely very stressed out, but we kept on pushing and doing what we could and truly just having that effective communication and kind of being on the same page as well.
So I'm glad that y'all are working hand in hand to get things done, because we really, really appreciate it as Tigers. I wanted to talk about graduation because I know Texas has lifted the mask mandate, but COVID is still a thing. So for the graduating seniors, I wanted to see if you had any info as far as graduation. Will we have a ceremony? What is that looking like?
So we have actually recently communicated with Provost Harris. And for those who don't know, Kendall Harris is the Provost / Vice President of Academic Affairs for the university. So anything to do with academics, graduation, registration, it all falls under him. We communicated with Provost Harris, and so he says that the plans are, hear me out, we are going to have an in-person graduation. It's just right now they're just trying to lay out how to go about it. So he gave us two options. The first option was that we're going to have truly a big where everybody comes back for graduation, all of the graduating seniors, have it at a big field such as, for example, BBVA, so that they can truly invite, their family and friends and parents, of course, with, a limited number of guests. Now, the number of guests has not been officialized yet, but there was not an official statement. And so have all the graduating seniors at BBVA spread out, of course, with their masks, still social distance and still following the guidelines, even though the governor did lift the mask mandate, they still want to ensure our safety. Or another option that they are also looking into in case that doesn't work out is truly every college and school on campus will have their own in-person ceremony. So PAB will have their own ceremony with their own commission speaker, and so will COSET, and so on and so on.
All right. So lastly, before we let you go, Mr. Colter, can you tell all the student bodies out there that's going to be watching this, how can they reach either yourself or SGA or their specified senators or so, and or where can they find y'all if they need to reach out to you all as the representative of the student's voice?
So definitely there are many ways to get in touch with us. First, if you are not in Houston and you're out of state or off campus, you can definitely reach us. First, you can go to our social media platform, and so for Instagram, it is at TXSU_SGA, where it really has all of our Instagram and platforms listed under there. And myself is at D'Angelo Colter, DANGELOCOLTER, as well as our lovely Kanaya Burley, KHAINAY. and Burley. As well as if you are on campus, definitely you come to the student center in room 206, 210, 210, 211, and 208. That's where we always convene at. Have our office hours. Definitely, we're there at least from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Even if we're not there, again, don't be afraid to reach out to our social media and truly hit us up. If you need to be there, we'll be there. And so definitely, that's where we all always convene at.
All right, so you heard it here first, y'all, Tigers. If you need to reach SGA, you can reach out to each member at their specific Instagram. But if not, you can reach them at TXSU_SGA, or you can take it up to the Student Center, room 206, room 208, room 210, and I believe room 211.
Yes.
Awesome. It's been very much a pleasure having you on, Mr. Vice President D'Angelo Colter. Shout out to D'Angelo Colter. Shout out to Ms. Kanaya Burley. Shout out to everybody in SGA for holding it down during a very different COVID semester. TT, let's let our guests off, with a little goodbye, shout out from the KTSU2 family.
All right, Tigers. So as Nahab said, we do appreciate you for stopping by. D'Angelo Colter, SGA VP. As always, guys, this is TSU Today on KTSU2, The Voice.
So that's all we have for you today on TSU Today. Make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms at KTSU_2. That is KTSU_2. We have a great show lined up for you every Friday, and even check out our show on Monday. Nahab will be talking to Coach Marcus Washington with Motivate You and giving you some tidbits, you guys, so you don't want to miss it. We held it down, TT, Nahab, and your girl Charisma, and this is TSU Today on KTSU2, The Voice.